On today's episode, we're going to make one of my favorite dishes my mother taught me when I was 8 years old. Chef of the century, Thomas Keller's 4-ingredient version of this timeless classic is still featured on his Bouchon Bistro menu to this day. Today, my friends, is all about roast chicken on I Can Teach You How to Make That. Hi folks, welcome back. If this is your first time watching I Can Teach You How to Make That, I'll explain how this works. You and I are going to make classic dishes together broken down into such detail, success is the only outcome. I don't care how bad of a cook you profess to be, prepare to be blown away with your final results. If you cook for a living or have a strong culinary foundation in place already, it will be like poison to your ears the amount of detail I get into. My website even provides a video link called How to Boil a Pot of Water. There, that should say it all. Okay, we're about to go into Costco and Safeway and I'll show you the exact secrets to picking out the perfect chicken, exactly what flavors to grab and precisely the shelves to find them on. Look, I'm not here to judge and I'm not above grabbing a $9 pre-cooked divorced chicken either. But if you haven't had home-cooked roast chicken with fresh herbs in a while, you're in for a hell of a treat. All right, you ready? Me too, let's go grab a cart. I figure we start by getting our fresh thyme. But I learned something today. Costco doesn't sell fresh herbs. They sell trampolines, car insurance, lamb, and beluga caviar for $100 an ounce, but no herbs. Who knew? Oh well, I'll head to Safeway to grab them as they have a great selection and can buy in small quantities. Okay, let's grab the star of the show. We're picking up a bag of 3 Kirkland Friars. These are an organically raised bird and their consistency is off the charts. Between Costco's incredibly successful rotisserie chicken program combined with their whole raw bird sales, Costco sells over 80 million organic birds annually, making them the highest supplier of organic chicken in the world, even outselling Whole Foods. There have been rumors that Costco is secretly building their own chicken farms as current farmers can't meet the increasing demand. Let's take a couple seconds to talk about a few of the descriptive words they use to describe chickens. They're confusing. The words broiler, roaster, and fryer are all interchangeable when you're cooking chicken. They're only describing the actual size of the bird. We're using fryers because they're between 2 and 3 pounds each. Makes sense. But we're not going to fry them, we're going to roast them. Just like the title of the video. Okay, time to head to Safeway and grab our final ingredients. Some of you are probably saying, why Safeway? Well, a couple reasons. I'm trying to get you to cook. If I sent you on a wild chase looking for exotic ingredients from a place you can't find, you will not attempt to cook any of my dishes. Safeway is accessible, and of all the major grocers around, they're not near the worst. I'm not a fan of the way they handle fish, but that's a whole different episode. Naturally, you'll always find salt and whole black pepper in every chef's kitchen. What I want you to grab is basic kosher salt. All salts basically have the same sodium chloride chemical breakdown, but you'll love kosher salt's flaky feel in your fingertips as it's easy to distribute and handle. If you already have a pepper mill at the house and you need peppercorns, now would be a good time to grab them. If you don't already have a full-time, executive, high-priced pepper mill, I'm going to show you a better option later on in the video. Find yourself over to the onion section in Safeway and grab yourself a bulb of garlic as well. Put a pound of regular salted butter in your cart and head over to the herb section. I'm usually relatively impressed with Safeway's herb selection. Couple reasons why. One, they really monitor their cooling system. That's really important with herbs. You know, if it gets too cold, you're going to get black basil. It's a nightmare. The other reason is too is they sell them in small quantities. You can buy them in 1-ounce portions, which really helps with cooking. For today's dish though, we're focused on fresh thyme, so grab 1 package. Alright sports fans, it's just about time to get in the kitchen. Here's a list of the tools you're going to need to get started. You'll need a cutting board, a chef's knife, a small pot, a roasting pan, and a digital thermometer. Okay, let the controversy begin. Not every chef does this next step. I prefer to wash the fowl in cold water before we get started. Why risk the cross-contamination or weird flavor introduction when I can just start with a quality chicken? I understand some chefs want to start with a very dry bird, and I'll address that with the next step. Before that though, we're going to get you to preset your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit on bake. Not broil, not favorites, bake. Following that, you're going to blow through your annual paper towel budget. Take as many bounty towels as you can afford and damp up all the moisture from this chicken. The more effort you put into this step, the more you'll be rewarded with the crispy skin we're all aiming for. By doing this step, we're trying to remove all the moisture from the bird as to not create steam, which will void the crispy skin. I recommend you even take it one step further. Break out the hairdryer and spend a few minutes hitting every nook and cranny. I know this may seem like overkill at this point, but you will be rewarded with some very crispy chicken skin if you do this correctly. It's worth it, trust me. Now we get to season the bird. If you need to watch the tutorial on proper seasoning technique, you'll find the link below. I tend to season whole poultry liberally as it melts well with the fat. I would describe the amount of salt I put on the bird as crystals on a sugar donut. And yes, I realize how big of a douchebag I look like holding my hand this high to season, but it has its purpose. By using this technique, you'll get a much more even distribution of salt, as opposed to hammering just 1 square inch. Alright, let's bust out the pepper mills. As I mentioned earlier, if you already own a 4-foot oak pepper cracker from your 3rd marriage, congratulations, use it. As you can see in the video though, I'm using a self-contained one-and-done unit from Costco for under $8. Best invention ever. Comes full of black peppercorns for the same price as a normal bag from the grocery store. Do you know how many pepper mills in commercial kitchens are just sitting there on the junk pile because the blade is broken? They just don't seem to last. This is an option. Okay gang, no mystery here, you can see what I'm doing. I'm taking my well-seasoned bird and moving it into my roasting pan. Take said roasting pan and chicken, transfer both into the 425 degree preheated oven. You're going to set your timer for 90 minutes and we're going to start some of our other preparation. Let's begin by picking the leaves off the stems of our thyme. If you went to college, this might bring back some nice memories if you clean your thyme on a Peter Frampton album. Once your leaves have been separated from the stems, use your chef's knife to break them down to about the size of confetti. Then at this point we're going to peel and crush 3 cloves of garlic. Set your stove to medium, add your stainless steel pot, and add 2 tablespoons butter. Once your butter's melted, add your crushed garlic. Toast your garlic in the butter to a nice nutty brown, and then remove from the stove. Okay, it's been 90 minutes, let's get a look at our chicken. If you don't have any experience using a digital thermometer, I've provided a link below with my tutorial. It's very easy to use. We're going to insert the probe into the deepest part of the thigh, but without touching the bone. If your bird is hotter than 160 degrees Fahrenheit, we're ready for our next step. What I like to do is perforate the skin with a bamboo skewer, just around the breast area. These small perforations allow an entry porthole for my roast garlic butter to enter. Once I've poured my hot garlic roast butter onto my chicken breast, I grab my fresh thyme leaves and coat the bird. I now return back to the oven for 10 minutes at 425 degrees to toast my fresh thyme and re-crisp my chicken skin. Basting at this stage will add flavor and moisture. There you have it, a succulent roast chicken just waiting for your side dishes. Let it rest for about 15 minutes before breaking it open, as the juices inside are still cooking and still very active. Okay, let's review our 5 key points that gave us this succulent, tender chicken. Number 1, choose a quality bird. I told you why I hit Costco. Use that information however you want. Number 2, thorough washing and drying. Overdo it with the drying. It's worth the few extra minutes. Number 3, be liberal with the salt and pepper. Chicken is a blank canvas and has a lot of room for flavor variance. Number 4, get that oven hot. 425 degrees Fahrenheit is money. Number 5, use a digital thermometer. The ability to nail the sweet spot between 160 and 165 degrees is imperative to roasting a succulent bird.
So, how did it go? I'm curious. If it didn't work out this time, wash your dishes, restart the video, and fire it up again. Not that big a deal. If you found this video helpful though, do all the good regular internet stuff. Like, subscribe, share. If there's any dishes you'd like to see me break down in the future, be sure to add them in the comment section below and I'll reply to you there. Thanks again for watching. I'm David Husero on I Can Teach You How to Make That.